welcome to my classes. Today we shall officially start our vocabulary lesson. So let's begin. So today we shall deal with a few words. The first word is aback. Now what is aback? Aback generally means backwards. Okay. Or aback can also be used in terms of a particular loss by surprise. So how we can use it? Australia were taken aback when lowly Bangladesh beat them in one-day cricket match. Right? So we know about Australia versus Bangladesh, and the probability of Australia to win in a cricket match against Bangladesh is quite high. But in that case, Bangladesh has defeated Australia. So we shall say that Australia were taken aback. So aback is used in this way. Okay. So let's move on to the next word. The next word is abase. Now, abase basically means to humiliate. Okay. So or to degrade. So what shall be the synonyms? Fall, debase, devalue, and defile. The antonym will be honor, upgrade, grace, and elevate. Now, this word abase is mostly used for humiliation. So, you must remember these synonyms and antonyms. Write it down in your notebook. So, how we can use it? The president is not willing to abase himself before the nation and admit that he made a mistake. যদি আমরা এটাকে বাংলায় বলি তাহলে আমরা বুঝতে পারবো যে অ্যাবেস মানে ছোট করা। তো যে প্রেসিডেন্ট ছিল সে নিশ্চয়ই একটা ভুল করেছিল রাষ্ট্রপতি, এবং সেটা জনসম্মুখে স্বীকার করতে চাইছিল না। ঠিক আছে? কেন? কারণ যদি সে সেটা স্বীকার করে তাহলে তাকে পুরো দেশের কাছে মাথা নত হতে হবে। So the president is not willing to abase himself before the nation and admit that he made a mistake. Now don't confuse abase with the next word for abash. Okay. Now this abash also can mean humiliation, but at the same time it is more used in case of embarrassment. Okay. But if in your exam you get 4 options and humiliate comes in there, you will mark humiliate. Okay. So what is the opposite of abash? It is embolden or reassure. Let's look at the sentence. He was a little abashed at being caught red-handed accepting the bribe. So this sentence is quite easy. I don't think you need any explanation for this. Okay. Now, next move on to the next word. The next word is abate. Now, abate means to reduce. Okay. So reduce the intensity. So the meaning should be the lessen in intensity, to nullify or to decrease. So what is the meaning of this word null? This null means void. Now what is void? Void means empty or zero. Okay. So the synonym of abate will be lessen or shrink, and antonym will be increase, augment, swell, or grow. So if we look at a sentence having a philosophical explanation, then we shall find out the deepest of pain abates with the passage of time. So what does it mean? So let's suppose that someone is hurt. Not hurt physically, but mentally. So if someone is hurt mentally, he is suffering from a mental pain. Okay. So it is said that this pain will be abated or will shrink, or rather it will nullify with the passage of time. যত সময় যাবে সেই ব্যথা আস্তে আস্তে কমে যাবে। Okay, so let's move on to the next word. Next word is abandon. Abandon, I think you all know. Total lack of inhibition in doing something, recklessness, carelessness. So what will be the opposite of abandon? Restraint, caution, retain, continue. Okay. So let's look at the sentences. With her strict parents out of the way, Shilpa danced all night with abandon. Okay. So maybe her parents were not at home and she was ready to enjoy and she danced all night. So in this way you can use the word abandon, or you can use it in a simple sentence like the project was abandoned due to unavoidable circumstances. Okay, you get it? The project were abandoned due to unavoidable circumstances. Okay, so let's move on to the next word. The next word is abdicate. So what is abdicate? In simple terms, or in Bengali, we can say abdicate means palano. Okay. But if we describe it, we have to write that to give up a position or the power out of free will. Okay. So the synonym of abdicate will be relinquish, renounce, go away. So in examination, the chances of coming go away is very less, but relinquish or renounce can come. So you memorize these words. And if we look at the antonyms, then it will be accept, accede, or acid is not used in single way. Acid. Now there is a particular system in English grammar called appropriate prepositions. Okay. So acid always comes with to, like abide always comes with by. Okay. Or settle. So as the angry mob marched towards the place, the king abdicated his throne and fled. So now what is this angry mob? So generally we see this in case of any revolution. If we go back in history during the French Revolution or maybe in the Russian Revolution, so there has been a revolution which is made by the people, right? So the people were angry and wanted to dethrone the emperor. And as we say, it's called coup. মানে তক্তাপালট করা. So as the angry mob marched towards the palace, the king abdicated his throne and fled. তো রাজা বুঝতে পেরেছিল যে এই ভিড় আমাকে মেরে ফেলতে পারে, তাই জন্য সে সেখান থেকে পালিয়েছিল। Okay, so let's move on to the next word, abduct. Now, abduct means to now in simple words, abduct can be used as kidnap. Okay, কাউকে kidnap করা, that is used as abduct. But to forcefully take away someone or something, you can use it like this. So synonym will be kidnap, carry off, steal, and there is a very beautiful word called nab. The chances of nab in coming in the examination is quite high, so you must memorize this word. Now the antonym will be deliver, rescue, salvage. Okay. So the abduction of railway passengers in some states used to be a usual occurrence. So what is this? What does this sentence mean? The abduction of railway passengers in some states used to be a usual occurrence. So if we look at a particular area, do you know where Bastar is? So Bastar is in Chhattisgarh. It's a Naxalite area. So what does the Naxalite wants? So if we look at it in brief, the Naxalite wants to their own government, okay, and to dethrone the democratic system of our country. So what they used to do is that there are a very few railway lines which are spread in Bastar, and I can remember one of my friend who was who was posted in Bastar ultimately left the job at the Indian Railways. He was posted as an engineer, and after the landmine exploded in Bastar, he left the job. Anyway, so when the passengers used to travel who doesn't follow the Naxalite, they used to kidnap them and brainwash them in their own way. And from there we have taken this the abduction of railway passengers in some states used to be a usual occurrence. Now let's move on to our last word for today, that is aberration. Okay. Now aberration means in simple word it is different from uh, it is different from normal. Now I said normal, but rather we have to use the word status quo. Now what is this status quo? Do you know what status quo means? Now status quo means I have already taught what is status quo in the feminism. Status quo means something which should be constant. Okay. Now aberration is deviating from that. So something different from the usual. Or you can say digression, deviation. And antonym is normality, regularity. The marketing manager said there appears to be an aberration in the sales figure. It's too good. Like maybe the sales figure had a target of certain amount of money and the money had exceeded. So it's good for the company and also very profitable for the marketing manager because he will receive a very good incentive as well. Because I used to work in a corporate sector and I know how the system works. So the marketing manager said there appears to be an aberration in the sales figure. It's too good. So that's all for today. Uh, I'm going slow because it's a long journey and it will take a long time to master all these words. I personally believe that you are making a notebook and making the notes out of it and zooming it in so that you can look well. And there is another way to learn these vocabularies, that is, you listen to the lectures repeatedly. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.